shadows where the whispers dwell, always trying to unring the bell. The red road calls a path less known, with haunted streets where the eerie winds moan. Creatures lurking just beyond the light, not just tales spun to frighten the night. The masquerade of ghosts, they walk along in this gritty realm. We're all too young. Take the red road, let the spirits unfold. Follow RezNeck Calkins, let the mysteries be told. Through the dark we'll weave into the unknown. With each step we take closer to home.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Red Road Paranormal with your favorite RezNeck. And tonight, I have a special treat for you guys. I have Miss Gwen Johns as my co-host. So we're going to be taking this away with an old friend of mine. Someone I've been on her show a few times. She's been on our show a few times. So let's welcome back to Red Road Paranormal, Dr. Heather Leigh.
Hello.
What's up? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. Best I can do, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's all we can do at our age. Okay.
Exactly.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself for any of the viewers that have not seen you or have heard of you before?
Okay. Well, I've been researching the paranormal. Geez, I calculated it the other day, going on 35 years.
You ain't that old. Don't lie.
I love you.
You started as a 5-year-old, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes. But I had experiences with my grandfather who kind of made me start wondering, why is he here? Because it wasn't the home that he had ever been to, because it was a new home that we bought after he passed. Mm-hmm. And that research, you know, back in the day, stacks of library books. Librarian thought I was crazy. And from there, as technology grew, I was always researching, reading, following, studying as much as I could, and just absolutely love this field. I personally want to try find the scientific answers, mm-hmm. even though I want to also know just generic answers, like why is this happening? So that's mm-hmm. where my love for the science comes in. I'm a data girl. Absolutely love that. I've hosted several different podcasts, Passport to the Paranormal with Joe Frankie, Exploring mm-hmm. the Paranormal on WLTK-DB before they stopped. And then also currently I've been doing this 6 years now, Ghost Education 101. Yep. And we've been airing for, I can't believe that's been 6 years already too.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I've been on there, I think, 3 times now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, 2 for cryptid panels and 1 for just me.
Yep. It's always fun having you on.
Yep. And I was on Exploring the Paranormal, which was a little rough that early in the morning back then. I'm a night owl. Unfortunately, I was a little late. I'm still sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay. I have some guests that didn't show up thinking that it was a PM show, not an AM show. Yeah. So,
in my own defense, I run an engine time, so I still made it.
He absolutely does. And I tell you, the more time I spent with him last year, the more time I was on the same time. It was so funny coming home.
Yeah.
Yep. I can tell you definitely time does work here differently in Texas too than it did in Florida. So
yeah,
I get the
a little more laid back, are we? Nice.
So I don't know a whole lot about your show. Tell me about your show a little bit. I want to know that.
With Ghost Education 101, we started off, it was during COVID. Everybody was like trying to find answers, and I have a fly flying around me. Just one more thing I need tonight to go wrong.
It's hiding from the storm inside. There you go.
Exactly. Yeah. And we wanted to kind of have something where, you know, people could get the answers. And we're not saying that we have the right answers or the end all be all answers, but we're sharing our experiences. We started off, I think we had 12 people to begin. And we all took turns. We did panel discussions with just the 12 of us. We would have presentations that we would take turns sharing our thoughts of different topics. And over time, people started falling off. They either did their own things. Several people just left the paranormal field altogether. And up until recently, it was for about 3 years, it was just Philip and I doing it. But Philip recently dropped out, and I brought on a new co-host last October.
Oh, okay.
And Tiffany has been an absolute amazing addition to it. And we've now developed a format where we're rotating the best we can between we go weekly now, where it used to just be twice a month. We'll have just a panel discussion on a topic where we bring anywhere from 4 to 6 people in. we have a special guest where we just feature them. And then we do a presentation, whether it's something we've put together or like we've had Lloyd Arbach on there. We've had a psychiatrist on there talking about paranormal trauma. And we just do different things to try to help educate the people with a different way of looking at something.
Right. I like that.
It is an awesome.
And she knows why I'm asking.
Yep, I know. I haven't responded to it yet, but yes.
It's okay. We talking about a little something, so yeah.
Behind the scenes, huh?
Yeah, behind the scenes. That's right. That's right. That's where all the good stuff happens, right?
Don't include the normal host in. That's okay.
No.
You know what? I honestly, between just finishing the show before and because I was talking about, I've been worried about him because he had a heart attack, and you know, that's stress for me to worry about. So
yeah,
and that's what I like about having a co-host on my show, because like last week I was in the hospital for high blood pressure, and I wasn't able to be on the show, but the show still went on because I had someone else to take over, and that's she's been a great addition to the show.
Well, that's what I told him tonight. I was like, look, I know you don't feel good. I can come on and help. You know, it helps.
You asked me first if I wanted to reschedule. I was like, hell no, the show's got to go on.
Well, that's
I'm stubborn. I'm old school.
That would have been my answer.
But but that was my legit question. Hey, are you good? If not, we can reschedule, or we can play something. We can work it out. But I was like, look, I'll do whatever. If you need me to come on, I'll come on and help.
And I figured, it should be a good time. We get some shenanigans, the three of us.
Oh yeah. We were just talking about something that I got introduced to last year when we were traveling, and I found out that it came from this lady here. Is a fidget spinner that lights up, and I was like, really? So yeah, and we tried it out, and we were telling Heather that it worked. Yeah, we got all kind of people. Louie's doing the
hey Louie,
brawl. We're gonna see you soon.
Yep. We'll be down there here in a few weeks. And actually, as of, I believe it was last night, night before, I'm officially vending at the Brawl. So I have a booth down there. So you guys can come down and check me out, catch a reading. So.
And I will be there, and I will be doing lives. And
why is it so bright? Whoa.
I was going to say, did we lose her?
The lights went out. She's going incognito.
Well, I don't know why they went out. That is odd.
Well, at least
we always have shenanigans. So you guys go ahead about your business, and I'm going to see if I can't get this thing to come back on. There's no
cowboy to act right.
And I didn't even touch anything. There we go.
You heard what I said right before that, right? Right before I light came on.
Yep. Yep. So there's that. Okay.
Yeah. See, spending time with her on the road over the last summer, I got kind of close to one of her guides, so he likes to play little jokes here and there.
He might have done it for your attention too.
Probably, because he hasn't been up there that often.
I blame myself. Seems like bad shit happens. No, Louie,
it's not you, buddy.
It's not you. We were talking about health and that kind of stuff and things happening. I got one wing now, so I'm kind of. But yeah, at the Brawl, as I was saying. Rez will be there. Come and see. Heather, are you coming?
Nope.
No. Okay. Well, she's coming from Texas if she did. But I'm coming from
one of these days. I'll be there.
Yeah, and I am going to.
I got places for you to investigate up here. Just got to come see me.
Yes, he does. But yeah, we're going to be there. We're going to support Louie, and we're going to be putting out more commercials in the next couple of weeks for him. Matter of fact, so
perfect.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
So back to this fidget spinner conversation. When you first mentioned to me, I'm like, well. You got to turn them on. My thought was, would the spirit be able to put enough energy into it to actually light it up on its own? And then also enough energy to spin it. Well, Gwen was lucky enough to get one to kind of spin a little bit while we were in Detroit over at Eloise. And then me at Briarhead Manor, I had one in my hand I was playing with, like I was telling you backstage. And there was a little Tesla coil out. And that Tesla coil hit it, and it lit up. Without even activating it or anything else. So by that happening, tells me a strong enough spirit or a strong enough energy should be able to light them up on their own.
Yep.
I would love to see it.
I think that'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to get a cat ball to go off because of the vibrations in it.
Okay.
But for this, they literally have to put their energy into it.
Yeah. And that's what I like about him. A light breeze can't move them. They're heavy enough to where it actually needs force behind it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's pretty, once you get it started, if a spirit can get it to move, they can keep it. Now, the one that did move for me, if Rez remembers, it moved, but it kept moving slowly for a little bit longer than you would have thought. So that was, it's on film somewhere. It's on there.
Yeah, it's in our footage. We haven't gone. Yeah, time.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's months. Yeah.
It's more fun when you can get them to spin it and then get them to stop it.
Oh, that would
because you know they're messing with it if it starts spinning, because they don't just stop slow like instantly. They take their time.
Right.
And so that's the fun part.
Well, that's the next quest. I'll be trying that at the end of the month when I head out to Iowa.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So now you have what? You said 7 books now, right?
Yep.
All right. What are they all about? What are they?
The first 2 I did when I was out in Vegas. The first one is Haunted Southern Nevada Ghost Towns, and that is actually based off of my notes that I did when we filmed the documentary Real Haunts Ghost Towns. Mm-hmm. And then from there, they asked me to write one on Vegas legends. So I did on the different legends in the basically the Vegas Valley area. And then, of course, we packed up, we moved to Florida. Then I have Haunted Florida Lighthouses, Haunted Florida Roadside Attractions, Ghosts and Legends of Florida Pirates, and there's one more. Oh, my goodness. And there's Thunder.
All right. Perfect timing.
Yep. But so there's 4 for Florida. And then, Haunted Florida Ghost Towns, going with that ghost. I don't know why. That's like one of my favorite ones. And then now that I've self-published a book on 13 things ghost hunting taught me about network marketing. So if anyone has a business or wants to market or anything like that, it's a fun little take on different things that it's kind of taught me both fields together. And then right now I'm working on Haunted Texas Ghost Towns.
So how do I get a signed copy of the marketing one?
You just got to let me know and I'll order one and send you one.
All right. Hey, Cash App?
I do. I didn't until last week, but I had to for work because someone wanted me to pick them up lunch and I needed to get the money from them.
That's a good idea. Can everybody get those on like Amazon, or do they have to?
I self-published that one on Amazon as a test.
Okay.
Just to see how, because I've never self-published before. So it's kind of like let's see how this works.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But that one is developing into its whole. There might be about 6 other books tied to that coming out in the future once I finish the books that I have contracts for.
Oh, cool.
Nice. So that's gonna be a heck of a library you're gonna have there. Just
working on it.
Nice. Eventually, I'll have to get the whole set. Once I get a bookcase, I can actually put my books up. They're still in boxes from moving. Mm-hmm. I have, I think, 2 by my bed. That's it. Right now.
Yep. Yeah. We just got. I don't even think we were unpacked from moving because we moved in June or July from Florida to Texas, and now we bought a house and it's being built, and we're moving again later this year. So we just started packing.
Oh wow! Yeah.
You sound like my life.
But we're buying the house this time, so we're stuck. We're not moving again for a long time.
Oh, that can be really good, though. Yeah. It's yours.
Putting down some roots for a little while.
Exactly.
So let's see here. What else we have that I wanted to talk about? The Shadow Person Project.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about this, because that seems to be a hot topic nowadays a lot.
It is. And unfortunately, I mean, it is on hold right now, but we're still talking back and forth to each other with the plans that we have for it. But it's called Project Umpra. And don't ask me what UMPRA stands for. I always forget. But she has this long thing on what it means, and it's perfect for what we're doing. I just always forget what it is off the top of my head. But we're basically, the person I'm working with, she had experiences with the Hat Man at one point where her and her sister felt threatened, and she felt like there was divine intervention preventing that. From there, she wanted to continue researching to find out who the Hat Man is. Then she brought me on board. We've done, I think we have over 3,000 surveys worldwide that have come in with people answering more than 100 questions on their experiences with shadow people and the Hat Man. We've compiled enough data to write several books, which we've worked on as well, and we have those ready to go. But we're trying to kind of figure out what they are, who they are, and who the Hat Man is. Even to a point where we have a list of locations that once the funding is there, we're going to go to those locations and not so much do what you see on TV, calling the spirits out. We're going to call him out in a respectful way to try to draw him out to find out who this entity is. And that's kind of our whole plan on that.
Okay. Now, I know I had an experience a little bit back when I was in like high school.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the days when I lived in Romanville, Illinois. I used to do a lot of walking across town, and I always cut through the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, for a while there, when I'd go across town, say about 60 feet or so behind me, I always felt like someone was following me. And you look back, and you see a shadow kind of blend back into a tree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, shape of a silhouette of a human. Kind of to me, kind of what I remember is almost like it had a trench coat on, because you can see like a little bit of a different right around the knee, where something would kind of sway a little bit.
Yep.
So now my wondering is with this hat man or the shadow people, now that it's become out into the public more and more, people are saying they're seeing it. Are they actually experiencing this? Or is this something that as a society we're creating as a topa? Because everyone's claiming to see it.
Exactly. And that's part of our research as well, because we're identifying, it's one of two questions. One, is he developing and forming because he wants to be welcomed by the people he's presenting himself to, or is he being formed by the people in that society? Because we're noticing in, like, for example, in Western United States, the hat man's not wearing the typical hat that he wears. He's wearing a cowboy hat. In Southern United States and Mexico, he's wearing a sombrero. Northeastern, he's wearing like a captain's hat from 18th century. Overseas, you know, we've even had people respond from us in China on our report, and they're saying that he wears the hats that they wear in the rice fields. So we're seeing that he changes his form wherever he appears based on that culture. So is he doing it to like be recognized by the culture, or is it the people in the culture, basically, you know, like you said, an egregore or topa?
Right.
Yeah.
How about South Carolina? Do you have any evidence about what kind of hats they have?
No,
they were going heads down there.
No.
Well, I'll tell you, I know somebody, I know a couple people that experienced it back in the, I want to say before the 70s, so maybe 50s, 60s, maybe early 70s. And it was a specific kind of hat that they said, and it matched, and they had not talked to each other about it. As a matter of fact, I don't think they even knew each other were telling us about it, but it was one of those, you know, kind of, well, I'm going to tell you what happened to me one time. And I was like, And I remember it was a, I can't remember what the name of the hat is, but it's got a bigger, it's all the way around, but it's kind of bigger, wider.
Bigger brim? Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't remember the name for it, but yeah, I can't remember what it is.
I'll have to pull up my notes and look at it, because I mean, our questionnaire includes what type of hat was he wearing, and can you describe it? What type of jacket was he wearing? Because some have had him in a shorter coat, some have had him in a longer coat. Some have even had, like over in China, like the old, you know, Chinese military type jackets that they used to wear. Yeah. We ask questions as, you know, what color were his eyes? Because we're noticing in some cultures it's red, some it's yellow, some it's blue, and it's consistent. So it's not just like random. Someone just, you know, it's based on area. It's getting very consistent.
Okay.
I'm about to read that. This will be good.
Yeah, I don't remember any eyes or anything like that. You know, again, you're talking like 30 years ago. So yeah.
Oh yes, I'm going to be on Greg's show next month.
Nice.
Hopefully I don't have the storm I have tonight.
Love you, Greg.
Yeah, we love you, Greg. I get to see Greg, and so does he gets to see all of us. And at Broadhead again. That'll be cool.
Yep. That will be a good time.
Yeah.
So let's see now. Also, why don't you tell us a little about your shows?
Which one? No.
Well, she described one for me. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll start off with the current one, Ghost Education.
Yeah, Ghost Education 101 is the one that we talked about a little bit earlier. We have some amazing, I mean, I always say the show gets better and better every day, but I think it just gets better and better every day because I get more excited about it, because I had lost interest there for a while. But I mean, upcoming shows that we have includes, we've already done the psychic panel. We did the cryptid panel last week. I'm so bummed I missed that one.
I was bummed you weren't there too. You know, the last two times we've tried to match up together, you couldn't make it. So
I know, I'm
I
so
was
mad.
Tiff did a great job, though.
Yeah, but we have upcoming guests. I know we're going to have Craig Owens on again, as he was on our historian panel, and he was also, I had filmed 2 Octobers ago, October 2024 at Waverly Hills with Brandon, Alvis, and Mustafa, and Craig as well for Haunted Discovery Family Spirits, which actually airs in a month. So we have him back on to talk about that. We have Lloyd Arbach was on. He's coming back on later this summer. I know we have Johnny Zaffis is coming on the show again. One of my favorite shows that we've recently had was all the people who are in April Ghouls in Key West. Oh. And that was a blast. I don't think we stopped laughing that entire time we were on that show. But it's just so many guests that we have. We have some surprise guests that I can't mention yet, but of course, return guest Blake Best. We have some horror actors. If you guys have ever seen Legion of Exorcists,
yep.
We actually have the actor that played Father Sean Whittington coming on the show.
Okay.
And discussing, because he's had some experiences based on his experience with the show now.
Oh.
So we're kind of, we're trying to think outside the box.
Open that door.
Right, you can't go back.
No.
So, and we want to make it, we want to definitely expand it. We're trying to rebrand, rebuild, and we want to make it more than just a show. We actually want to host like kind of weekend getaways. Not a big paranormal convention, just a weekend getaway where we teach classes for a weekend, kind of sit around the campfire and tell, share stories, let everyone else share their stories as well. And we're kind of trying to develop into that. So we want to make that more than a show. The old show I used to host, Exploring the Paranormal, I miss it. I'm looking to bring that one back. I just wish I had time. And that was more or less similar to Ghost Ed, but this kind of talked more about exploring different aspects of the paranormal field, and also included exploring haunted locations.
Yep. Which I love that show.
I know.
I used to watch it at night at work. I could never catch it live because, of course, I was sleeping then. But I do the replays at work.
Mm-hmm. That one I had fun with.
It was.
Mm-hmm. So keep your fingers crossed that I can quit my job down the road and be able to get back to that full time.
Well, I'm trying to do it full time. I just lost my job last week, so you never know; it might happen.
Yep, I'll keep my fingers crossed for you.
Yeah,
you need something, you guys. Yeah,
I've been thinking about doing the event thing, and teaching classes and the whole works.
Yep.
I'm currently in talks with some of the local tribes about maybe doing a little bit of research on the other reservations up here with them.
Okay,
so I can't really speak too much about that yet, but
right.
I got some things in the works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a hard thing to be able to step out into the paranormal field full time without that steady paycheck every week.
Yep. Yeah.
You have to live on faith.
And people come in there like, but you have 7 books out, aren't you? Rich. It's like they knew what my royalty check was last year off of all 7 books.
People think it is big.
I make more in 2 weeks working full time where I work.
Right. Oh yeah.
Sometimes it's about getting that story or that message out there, though. It's more than just making the money off the books.
Oh yeah, and that's why I do it. I would love to make money on this field, but there's certain ways to do it right, and there's certain ways to do it without looking greedy. And you guys know what I mean.
Most of the people who make huge money, let's just say they're not doing it the way they should.
Nope.
Charlatans. That's all I gotta say.
He's not wrong, but that's okay. I'll stay poor and enjoy what I do and do it legit. So if you see something with me and this guy right here on it, which should come soon, it's legit. I promise.
Yeah, no bullshit. Sorry,
no bullshit.
I don't play them games. I don't cut and run. I don't play games. I don't fake shit.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get, and she can verify it. I'm the same. I don't want to. I can't. I gotta blurt myself. The same RezNeck that you catch online is the same one you get in real life. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, and that's why I always tell people, because that was the one thing that back during COVID, so 6 years ago, we were reached out by a documentary crew to follow us around and film us in Goldfield. And everybody's like, oh my God, how'd you make that happen? How'd you do this? Who'd you contact? Who'd you do this? And it's like, we're just being us, posting what we're doing on Facebook, sharing our information, and they contacted us.
Yeah.
I mean, every documentary, every TV show I've been on, there's been, of course, some podcasts that I'll reach out, be like, hey, do you need a guest type of thing? But everything else that I've done is people have come to me.
Yeah.
And that's how you need to do it authentically.
Let it grow naturally. That's what I've done.
Yep.
Good reputation.
I put feelers out there back when I was part of another team. Say, hey, you ever need a podcast, guest or something like that, or if you need any help with anything, feel free to reach out. And over the last several years, I've come leaps and bounds from being not knowing it all, stepping out into the field publicly to now I've done shows across the seas and everything else. And it's just, it grows naturally when it needs to. And if you got to watch the trends also, because it will give you breaks when it thinks that you need a break. You need to step back for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Don't force it.
There you go.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. But I'll have to definitely get one of your books, and so, I don't know, Gwen, you got any questions for her? I've been hogging this the whole time. I know a lot about her.
That's right, you do. Well, I have to ask how the fidget spinner still. I did not realize until Rez said it earlier that came from you. When did you just accidentally come up with that, or did you think about it and say, "Oh, how did that?"
No, we were one of the places that I used to volunteer at. It was a above ground simulated mine experience out in Vegas, and they would open up once a month to the public, let them come through. They would host little events for the kids. They would do school tours where they would teach the kids about mining. And I volunteered there one day during their event, and I discovered that place is haunted beyond belief. We've had so many experiences there. They have a train car from Area 51. They have a mine shaft elevator from a collapsed mine that several people died in sitting there. You name it, they have it there. And I said to him, I go, hey, I'm also a paranormal researcher. What are your thoughts if we come in on Halloween when you guys, because they turn it into a haunted house too, where the kids can go through and there's mummies and, things going on.
Cool.
We're like, let us take at the end of the haunted house, we'll set up a table and we'll talk to the people, and we'll take the first 10 people who are interested and do a paranormal investigation in the mine after, the haunted house is over. And they were all for it. They loved it. We actually ended up staying later because we'd ended up doing 4 tours of 10 people. Because that's how many people signed up and wanted to do it. They realized this was an amazing thing. So once a month, we started hosting, fundraisers for them. Okay. Where we would, just $25 a person, come investigate, and then we also filmed Real Haunts Ghost Towns at the mine too. So they had that as well. They wanted to, come investigate with the people who did, the show. And it was a real big thing. We had someone come up to me and she's like, hey, can I show you something? And she pulled me over to the side and she pulls out a fidget spinner from her pocket. And it turns out that her house is actually next door to Zach's museum in downtown Vegas.
Okay.
She says, I have these all over my house and they're constantly spinning. Wow. And I was like, okay. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Okay, let me see. Until I see it work, I'm not a believer. Yeah, so she sets it down and she jumps around it to prove that there's nothing to shake it. She blows on it to show that, the wind can't maneuver it. And then she's like, okay, if you guys are here, spin it. We waited, nothing. She's like, okay, let me show you how to spin it. She's like, you just touch it like this and you spin it around. She stops it and she's like, okay, if you guys are here, give it a spin. Before I knew it, that thing started spinning. And then she's like, okay, stop. And it just dead stopped. And I'm like, ever since then, I went out. I have 10 of these, all in different colors. They light up. Yeah. And they're on every investigation with us.
I like them. And even when you're bored, you have something to play with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I forgot, honestly, I'll have to look for mine because he did give me one. But I'm going to have to look for it. But I am going to order some and start taking them wherever I go because I'm burnt out on the cat balls, even though it's cool to see the lights. But I am something new. So I love it.
Got to change it up.
Yeah, you do. You got to change it up. Yeah. We did stuff a little different when we were together investigating, and that made it kind of cool. So
yeah, and that's one of those. I was always afraid to tell people that we were using them But once they put them on the TV show that we were on using them, it was like, okay, I can't keep this quiet anymore, because I want to use something different that the spirits aren't, they see these teams come in and they're like, oh God, another cat ball.
Right.
That's what they're thinking.
Another blinky thing. What the hell?
Oh
guys?
my goodness. Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure I had something unique, but it didn't catch on like I was fearing it would. So it's great.
I've experienced times where you have spirits in the room with all the equipment out, and they're going, I ain't playing with that shit. This is stupid human tricks.
Yeah.
What the hell? So a lot of times I'll because I know that's the way I speak, we'll be on investigation, someone's trying too hard, and I'll hear in the back, going, stupid human tricks.
Really human. Yeah.
I can almost picture someone just like walking away,
Yeah.
So have something different. You got to think outside the box. Try new things.
Yep.
Try experiments. Don't be afraid.
Yep. We've even played around with a cookie sheet and alphabet letters, like magnet letters. We try to think of something that most people aren't doing regularly.
Right.
That sounds interesting too, though.
I've heard people trying to use that speech to text app on their phones and getting responses that way.
Yep.
I haven't tried it yet. I'm usually late to try things new unless I come up with it, but we'll find out one day.
Yeah. Well, they can manipulate our phones, because when I was in Waverly Hills, the phone was just sitting there, and all of a sudden and no one was near it, and all of a sudden the phone unlocked itself and started taking photos of the ceiling because it was sitting on a table. We heard it because I actually have my phone do a camera sound every time the photo goes off, and you can hear it.
I want to say I've heard something similar like that at that location before.
That's what they told me. Yep.
And that tripped me out.
Yep.
I'd be giddy as a kid in a candy store seeing that happen.
He would.
Look.
Now, I've had something weird happen at my house with my phone several times, but that's not on location, so kind of.
Yeah. Mine will unlock itself from time to time and break my app that I didn't open. Sometimes it still makes a phone call.
No, mine hasn't done that. That was the only time mine's ever acted up.
That's interesting, though. That really is.
Yeah. But.
Honestly, I think I actually would react that way if that happened. On at a location, because I turn my phones off or I put them on airplane mode. I usually do not, because I don't want it to interfere with anything.
And it was weird too, because I had it on silent because we were filming.
And it still made the noise.
And it still made the sound.
Nice.
Yeah.
They wanted your attention. They got it.
Yeah. And as much as I love filming with them, I was so mad at them because I didn't even know where I was going until they picked me up at the hotel. And if I knew I was going to Waverly Hills, I'd have gone more prepared. I came with my phone. That's all I had with me. I thought I was just doing an interview, and next thing I know, and they're like, "Do you know where you're at?" And I was like, "Oh no, effing way!"
Please kidnap me and take me somewhere like that. I won't fight. I promise. Just let me know I'm going somewhere cool.
Don't gag and bag. You weren't prepared though, so it probably made it. I don't know. Better.
I can't say I didn't bring anything else with, because I knew on the show we were talking about my connection with my grandfather and my experiences that I've had, and I have a Raggedy Ann and Andy doll that was his. Okay. And I brought TSA freaked out when they saw them in my bag, but I brought them with me on the plane, and they were with me and my phone. But yeah, and it was so cute seeing Mustafa. He was walking around holding them like little babies around Waverly Hills. It was so cute.
That's when it should turn and sound like, that's the real Annabelle, right? Freak them right out.
I think TSA thought it was, because the little girl opened up the bag. She's like, "Can someone help?" When she opened it.
Yeah, they see a lot of things in bags, but I bet that's something they don't see a lot of.
Exactly.
Dolls are haunted dolls. We traveled halfway across the country with a haunted doll in the truck, just its head on the dash.
Yeah. She likes her head being on those. She's happy here, actually.
Yeah.
But she doesn't like my bedroom. She likes to sit in the living room with everybody else. So.
All the action. She doesn't like being alone.
I know. So I let her sit there. She's got her own little. It's a little stool, but it's like, and she doesn't like to sit up. She likes to lay down. I don't know why. Every time I set her up, she lays down. So she stays laying down.
Because she got a heavy head.
Every time I go to fix her head, because she leaks out these little they're squishy. I think they're plastic, but maybe just a little silicone. I'm not sure, but every time I move her too much, the little stuff will come out. So I do need to seal it somehow.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess her up.
Speaking of haunted objects, you got anything, any haunted objects in your house?
Just those 2 dolls. So,
Yeah.
And I don't really think they're haunted per se. I think it's more of a portal that my grandfather might use to come see me.
Okay.
Because I had no experiences in my house until my mom sent me the dolls. And basically the story is I had experiences when I was living with my parents because my mom had the dolls. And then no experiences when I moved out. And then my mom sent me the dolls and then the experiences started again.
Mom got tired of the experiences happening. Said, it's your job now.
Yep, exactly. She's like, you can take care of Grandpa.
Yeah. Which that's cool, because that just shows that he's sitting there looking over you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You're the apple of his eye.
Yep, exactly.
That's sweet.
That is, because you figure all the mirrors that he had, all that energy that got poured into him, was going to be resonating with that. And the love that he had for you, that same energy is going to have that same resonance of love. So it's going to be drawn to you. Right.
Yeah. And I do feel because my mom sent me the dolls knowing because it was at the same time I was diagnosed with kidney disease and I was at stage 5. And that's when he came to me in a dream, told me it wasn't my time. I woke up, he was standing next to my bed. And then over the next 2 years, my kidney disease completely reversed itself with no medical intervention.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
So I have a question about locations. And it doesn't have to be one of the famous or anything like that. It could be your backyard. What is your favorite, I guess, location that you've been to? Like I said, it doesn't have to be a famous one now. Just special to you.
It would have to be the McCaw School of Mines. That was that above ground mine that I would investigate at, the museum.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I would say it's in Florida. It's a little fishing village. It's called John's Pass in Madeira Beach.
Okay.
And I feel home there. It's like, oh my God, it's you pull in and you're home. Yeah. Is kind of the feeling that I got there. That's and awesome. Absolutely love that area.
I know the feeling. And that's just because they're welcoming you in. They feel your energy and they know what you're about. And they're like, hey, you're more than welcome to be here. Let's play. You know?
Yep. And I feel that way about Gettysburg too, but it's been so long since I've been there that they're probably mad at me.
I've yet to make it. I'm dying to. One of these years, I keep telling myself, every year I tell myself, next year I'll go to the bash. Next year I'll go to the bash. Next year hasn't come yet.
Yep.
Your time will come.
Yep. We would take our family vacations there in the summer, and I'd hang out with Mark Nesbitt for a couple days, bugging him.
Nice.
It's a lot there. It's very intense though. When I went last year, it was intense. It was real busy when the bash, but when we went one other time and spent the night, it was very intense.
Yep.
Really was.
Yep. But I'm like, Gettysburg is where I saw my first full-bodied apparition.
Oh yeah.
That I didn't even realize it was an apparition until it had passed me.
Oh,
I thought it was
on the battlefield.
Yeah, it was at Devil's Den.
Oh,
okay.
And a Confederate soldier walked by me, tipped his hat, didn't say anything, but then continued walking. And I'm sitting there with my camera. I'm like, at the time, I'm a photography student. I'm like, I should have taken a photo of this guy. So I chase after him, and there's nowhere for him to run. And I would see him running away there, and there was nowhere for him to hide. And he was gone. And of course, that sent me down the rabbit hole many, many years. And it wasn't until a couple of years ago when I started writing my Florida Civil War book that I also stumbled across a photo the famous sniper photo at Devil's Den that Matthew
Mhm.
Brady's assistant took, that body I learned was dragged from the battlefield to there, and it was staged.
Oh.
But then they showed the photo of the guy, and they found out who he was. So they had the photo of his enlistment photo, and that's the guy I saw walk by me.
Interesting.
Wow.
So it took 25 years, almost 30 years to tie that together. But yeah.
Isn't it funny how the whole universe works?
Yep. And I wasn't even working on a book about Gettysburg. I was researching something completely different, and a side article took me to that, and it was like, okay.
That's
Rabbit
when the
holes.
most interesting stuff happens. That it's just
Mhm.
kind of like, yeah, I love it. I think it's awesome like that.
Yep, that's awesome when you start doing research, and then the next thing you know, you're 15 rabbit holes over and 30 down, and you find something and it sparks a memory from 10 years ago. Bing! Oh my God! Why didn't I connect these two already?
Yep. Yep. And when I find new articles, I always right click and open a new tab. So before I'm done, I like have 100 tabs open, so that way I don't lose where I was before I open that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's easy to get lost.
30 windows open on my phone at all times. It seems
Oh, yeah.
like.
Yeah, that's why it messes up on you sometimes. Yeah. You
Yeah.
have to close them.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us about your new book? Anything about it? Or just like, no, not yet, not yet.
No, I can. It's basically Texas ghost towns. I'm kind of jumping off of that whole ghost town theme that I have. And holy crap, I thought Florida and Nevada had a lot of ghost towns. But we're finding there's this one cute little town just down the road. It has like 5 buildings left.
Oh, wow.
And the original town is a ghost town. But it's funny, the rest of the city built itself around it. So you just have these few buildings with the green pasture in the center and the watering hole. But then the rest of the city is built all around it. And that place is, very interesting to walk through, is all I got to say.
Oh, I bet.
Just hearing about that, my head starts spinning about just the energies and like the vortexes of everything around it. What's going to be contributing to that area? It'd be very interesting to go. I'm not put that on the list.
Yep. Yeah. And there's one that is probably about 30 minutes from where we live. And we were just driving. We're actually going to something. It's called Dead Man's Hole, and that's about an hour and a half away. And it was a place. It's not really a ghost town, but I'm including it in the book because it's in a national park now, so the area is deserted. But it used to be where that city was after Texas left the Union. That city alone rejoined the Union. So all the Confederates around them were like going after the Union, and they were just kind of killing them and dumping them down this cave.
Oh,
and they pulled like hundreds of bodies out of this cave when they excavated it. So there, and that is a very heavy. We went to there, and that was a heavy feeling. But on the way back through, we drove through a town called Muhammad, and I was like, why haven't I researched this one? It was like it took us 5 minutes to drive through it. So I'm like researching it real quick. I'm like, holy crap, it's a ghost town. And I look up, and then there's the cemetery. Ooh. So I'm like, I told my husband, I'm like, pull in, let's go check this out. And I'm, he stays in the car and he's doing whatever he's doing on the phone. And I'm walking around, gorgeous cemetery. They have Texas Rangers from the Mexican Texas War, Independence War. You name it, they have it there. I mean, Civil War soldiers as well are buried there. And it's weird because a lot of the graves are actually under dirt and vines, so you can't even see their headstones. And I was walking, and all of a sudden I heard something yell, "Stop." And I look around, and there's nobody, forever. I mean, you can hear the cows mooing in the pasture next to it, but there's no one around me to yell, "Stop." And I looked down, and I was about to step on a grave. Oh. That was out of line from the other ones. It's the only one that was out of line. But I would have stepped on it because I was thinking I was following the path of everything else. And it was like, wow.
Did it have a headstone? Did you get to see? Like
it did. It was, but it was all etched. The etching was all worn away and everything, but you could see the stone.
Oh. Do you ever do the where you what do they call it? The rubs? I don't know if they call it the rubs, where you put the paper on it and you rub it.
Yeah, I haven't done that because I've heard mixed stories on it. Some cemeteries will let you, others won't because they're afraid you might damage it.
Right. Yeah. This is on paper. I mean, when we do it, you can shine your light a certain way, and it'll pick up That's a really good way too. But the rubbing, as long as I don't think most of them won't mind it because it's not like on it. You have the paper, and then you have it. And I've seen it work well, but I've also seen the flashlight thing where you kind of have to figure out your angles.
Right.
I love the old headstones, so that's interesting.
And for that one, I wasn't prepared when we went there, so it was just me and my phone, just walking around.
And the husband in the car,
In the car,
Sometimes you get the best evidence that way.
That's true. That is true.
My best EVP came from my phone being left on with the voice recorder going after an investigation. Hours later, away from the investigation, me sitting in the car having a cigarette and realizing the phone was gone.
Yep.
I stop, I back it up a few minutes, and there, clear as day, you hear a little girl on there. And I was just investigating a cold case involving a little girl. So you don't need all the fancy tech to go out and do what we do.
No.
When people ask me what's my favorite piece of favorite device to use or piece of equipment, it's myself first. Then I like all the little flashy stuff. That's the ADD in me.
Yeah.
Well, we all love the fun stuff, but yeah.
No, I just need myself a camera and a video camera if possible, but then the few other things to get interaction if you can, but. And then to follow the scientific aspect of it, I do like to try to get other data, but that's all data that you can gather from, NOAA or wherever else you can get, like the atmospheric pressure, the weather.
Yeah.
That's true. Do you ever use the cassette tapes? Have you ever used those? Do you like them?
No.
No. I'm curious. I had somebody say, "Hey, you should try it," and I tried it, and I got something off of it that was. I didn't expect it because it was a cassette tape, and I was. I'm like intrigued. It's just fascinating.
Yeah. No, I mean, I used old school video cameras when I first started, but never the cassette tapes, and I didn't like using them because you could re-record over them.
Right.
So, and that was the main reason why I just stopped using them altogether.
Well, when I did mine, it's an old cassette player or recorder, but I actually had from years ago just cassette tapes that had never been used, and I took one out of the pack and I used it, and then I took another one out of the pack and I went and investigated a little bit, and I used it along with my digital recorder, and it picked it up better than the digital recorder did, and that was what amazed me, because I was like, really? That's it. Just I didn't expect it. I thought it was very cool.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, but I'm just so afraid because of the without having access to the new ones, it's kind of like
Yeah.
Well,
Todd was really big on the old analog tape recorders, if I remember correctly.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So I haven't done that with one yet, but I can see why it wouldn't work, and I think it'd be just as good as any other digital one that we could have.
Analog has better frequency response. I agree, but I was trying something that somebody suggested, and it just honestly, what I caught was just, it was interesting. It was something different, I like trying the different stuff, just something odd, like the fidget spinner. That's why I'm fascinated by it, because it's different. I just am. Now I have the dead bell. I like it. I don't have one yet, but I like it. So,
I gotta say, I like the dead bell, and I like the candle, the EMF candle.
I did like it a little bit, but I think I would get tired of it. I get tired of some of the stuff.
For me, it's just a newer version of the old flashlights.
But now, I love my flashlight because it was the one. I was a paramedic and had it with me on every call my entire career, and people can say what they want to, but that flashlight will get it'll get interaction when none of the other ones in the room or any other equipment will. So that's why I like that. We traveled and he got to experience that a little bit too. It does.
So let's see. Oh, let me readjust. Well, we're coming up to the end of the hour here. Before I let you go, and before you have to do your our shameless plugs, as we call it, if you could go anywhere in the world and investigate anywhere, anytime, money is not an option, security clearance is not an option, where would you go?
I thought that was going to be a hard question. The Sydney Opera House.
Okay.
Oh,
And what draws you there?
I've always been drawn to Australia. I actually tried to get citizenship there after high school, but didn't qualify. So I've always wanted to go there. And just the Opera House, I've heard so many stories. And even though there's not a lot of stories of it being haunted, you know it is. And I think it's one of those situations where they're just not telling us the truth.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of people that just turn a blind eye to what we chase.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do. Oh, and those are the ones that come up to you later and go, well, one time this happened.
Yeah.
And that's what I find writing the books. It's like, even when I go to different locations and just because I usually will do all my research and then I'll go to the different locations, just grab some photos. And if I run into somebody, I'll talk to them. And they're like, don't mention me by name, but here's what we've experienced in this town. And it's like,
Right.
okay,
I love those stories.
that's why you see a lot in my books. You know, some people say,
I'm
like
getting that up here with a lot of the cryptid research I've been trying to do since I moved home to the reservation. People are willing to talk about it behind closed doors, but not publicly, not knowingly, not in groups. It makes it harder for us to validate this information that we're getting and kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together.
And then we look like we're the ones making it up because we can't give our source because we've told our source, no, we won't tell anyone.
Right.
Yeah.
I've
but
had,
if you believe, you'll want to hear it. Yeah.
I've had officers tell me I could tell you a million and one things, but I can't and I won't.
Yeah.
I used to have
See, and
state
that's weird
troopers
because
that
most
come in.
open people I've talked to are, we actually do once a year a panel discussion with police officers.
That's
And they're all very open about their experiences on the job.
See, the ones I've always ran into are afraid of the criticism from saying what they've experienced on the job.
No.
So, because I've tried that, because with running a gas station for three years there in Seymour, I had them in and out of my store all the time, everything from local to county to state, because I was giving them all free coffee and donuts when I had them. So they'd come in and we get to talking, like, well, you ever experienced anything? Can't talk about it, and they kind of shuffle on off. And after the ones you get to know for a while, they're like, yeah, I wish I could, but it's not worth my career. Like, all right. I wish this whole world would just be open about what we experience. I think that if we did get some more old people to be open, we'd be able to progress what we're doing a lot quicker and a lot easier.
That's true.
Yep. Yeah. And the other thing too is because we had one location in Vegas that we would like use as our team location where we would go and research. We would practice investigating, practice different techniques, and have our team meetings there. But we had to sign, confidentiality agreement saying we would not announce to the public where we were at. We couldn't take photos and we couldn't do video.
Okay.
And it was because they gave tours and they didn't want the public to know that they were haunted because they didn't want to lose revenue. And it was like, but if we could just...
You can gain revenue.
Right.
I was about to say, yeah. A lot of times you can gain revenue.
You'd probably gain more than you would lose. I get that. But it's like, I don't know. And it, to me, because they're all closed off like that, it just contributes to the fact that people are afraid. Where if you would just be open about it and let people come in during the day and see that there's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to work on some of the minds out there.
Yeah.
So, Rez, where is your place you want to go?
Everyone that watches the show where my place is. Alcatraz. I want to do 30 days, lockdown on the rock, take 3 or 4 people with me, and that is it. And see what happens. And like I've said 1,001 times, it's because I was a bad boy when I was younger, so therefore I have a little bit of a record. So it makes me one of them. I have a feeling that they would communicate with me. And then also for the A movement that took over the rock back, I believe it was 70s, I think it was. All the natives that were there left energy behind. So I'm wondering if someone might have went back afterwards.
Oh,
so I want to know whether or not if there's still some there from from that aspect, and then the prison aspect, and then see what possibly was already there before it became a prison.
Are you going to try to escape to see if you can get out?
I'd love to. I would love to. I mean, nice. That's a cherry on top.
That would be so cool. That absolutely would.
Yeah,
I know. I've heard your story. I've heard your story, but I think it's a great idea. I'd love to see you do it. Yep. I'd love to be there when you did it. If you ever get to, that would be cool.
Yeah. Well, maybe
he's going to have a long list of people who have to draw names from a hat.
Yeah.
Right. We'll just get a big bingo barrel, which I can probably get one from the casino down the road. Everyone's name in there. Stir it up and start pulling them off. Yeah.
B4. Who has got B4? Yeah.
Right. So, all right. Shameless plug. Tell us about how we can get a hold of you. Everything you got out there available to the public, and any events or anything else you got coming up.
Okay. Well, you can find me on Facebook at Dr. Heather Leigh and Ghost Education 101, as well as Exploring the Paranormal and Exploration Paranormal, which is our team. On YouTube, it's Heather Leigh PhD or Ghost Education 101. Those are pretty much the two platforms that I hang out around most, so that's usually the best way to get a hold of me. We do have our website. It's explorationparanormal.com. Little outdated, but all of the good information is still there. I think links to my books on Amazon can be reached, but like we had talked about earlier, I have the Haunted America series through, why am I drawing a blank? Yeah. Haunted America series, and then
you won't tell them.
This is how my mind goes. It's like 101 browsers open, and I can only get information from the one that chooses to be open. But yeah, History Press. There we go.
There you go.
And then Schiffer Publishing is doing my other book that's supposed to be coming out this year on haunted Florida Civil War sites and ghosts. And they're doing the one that I have. The one I'm doing is North-South Civil War sites. I'm pitting them up against each other to see which one's more haunted. And yeah, that's about it for right now. Lots of things in the works. So just really, everything from a fiction book to a documentary to a TV series are all kind of bubbling in the background. And hopefully those come through soon.
Nice. And
so when are your podcast? When's your podcast on? Yeah, sorry.
Wednesday nights from 9 to 11 Eastern.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
And then if anyone wanted to catch on any of the video footage of the shows you've already done, how they go about finding that?
Well, I've been on Ghost Adventures Lake of Death, the one that they did on the lake out in Vegas. So that one is, I believe, on not History Channel, Travel Channel. You can also catch Real Haunts, Ghost Towns, Real Haunts 3, and Real Haunts 4. Those are on Tubi, Amazon, and a couple other locations. I believe it's also on Prime now as well. And then Brandon's show is going to be on YouTube, and that comes out the 18th of next month for my episode. But Haunted Discoveries, Family Spirits is already airing the new season as of right now every Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, make sure you send me a reminder when your show comes out so I can tune in, because I did tune into the Ghost Adventures show. I'm not a big fan of them anymore, but, I did tune in to see you, and I was, the household was all gathered. I'm like, yeah. I know her. She's so famous now.
I was so bummed. They caught me when I was traveling, so I couldn't even get out there to film. So that's why you have me off-site filming.
Yeah. I was wondering what was up with that. I figured they're just being cheap, but.
No, I had just moved to Florida, and I was visiting my parents, which was 2 hours away from where we lived. So I wasn't even home when they called me and asked me to be on the show. So it was like they called me, and within 24 hours, they wanted to film.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I didn't even have time to get out there if I wanted to.
Right, short notice.
Yeah.
I've been like, are you sending the jet for me?
I tried.
Like jet, hotel, spa, you got to take care of me. It's all this for what you want.
Exactly.
Remember, hold out. You're worth more than you think.
I got to remember that because I just, sure, I'll come film.
Yeah, that's me. Someone goes, hey, you want to do something? Sure, I'm there.
Yep.
Don't even think about it.
Yep.
Yeah, my bag's in the car. Come on, we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? What's the address?
Exactly.
Oh, you don't need me till next month? I was ready to go now.
Dang, I had the drinks in the car already. I have to unpack
Right.
it.
It's already running. What the hell?
Well, that's the way it is when you enjoy what you do, though.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and my biggest thing, I'm just trying to leave something behind for the future generations to inspire them.
Yep.
You know, so if one of them comes across this show 50 years from now and it makes them freaking want to try it, awesome, I did my job. If one of them comes by and sees one of the investigations I've done and it opens their eyes to a whole nother world that explains things that are happening in their own personal life, perfect.
Yep.
That's awesome.
You know,
Yep. That's the whole reason I save my vacation time, so that way I can take off and.
right?
Oh yeah, you have to do that sometimes. That is for sure.
So all right, so we got everyone knows how to get a hold of you. Hopefully they'll start coming on to your show and checking things out. You know, anytime you need someone, you know I'm there for you, especially now that my schedule's free.
Yep, I was gonna say we need to get you back on another solo show when I'm there.
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
We'll give Tiff the night off that night.
Exactly.
Both of you have to be well.
Yep.
I made it through. I made it to the last two shows, so I haven't actually.
Yep, he was there when I wasn't there.
Yeah. He was dealing with the hospital like I was earlier, so yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping to make it, but I was just too exhausted after being in the hospital the whole day.
I get it. Trust me, I do. Mine happened after my show.
Yeah, he was tired tonight. That's why I said, "Hey, I'll sit in. It'll be somebody else." And gotta get it back 100% because you got company coming and things coming up.
Oh yeah, got lots of things happening this summer. A lot of things going on. A lot of things I can't announce yet. So just guys, stay tuned. Keep an eye on the show. Keep an eye on Facebook, and see where I end up and where I land and who I'm working with. That's going to be interesting.
There you go.
Oh,
are you going to be at any of the Paracons, Heather?
Or no, not yet.
Not yet.
No, yeah. I want to, but I want to get settled down first before I start having to pack up and travel.
I got you. Well, I know they have some in Florida. I'm not familiar with the list or whatever, but I didn't know.
He's in Texas now.
Texas now.
Oh, there goes my brain going. What?
No, I know there's a couple out here, but we just moved here, and it's one of those things where I wanted to kind of get familiar with everybody before I just started throwing my name in the hat. And
right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, no, I've spoken with Wraith down there. And I know a few years ago he was talking about trying to get a Paracon going. So he's down in El Paso, if I remember correctly.
Well, Shelly Pruitt from EVP, she lives in Texas somewhere. I forget. She was just on one of the shows not long ago, but she can tell you who has work down there. If you might know.
And another thing is I do have something in the works with a partner that we may be making announcements along those lines.
Nice.
Sweet. Remember me.
I will.
I'm cheap. I'm cheap.
Little people.
I want to get
He's
the people.
So famous.
Nothing against the people that are at all of these conventions. I want to get people who aren't typically at these conventions. So that's kind of my goal.
You gotta flip the script and do something different because I hate to say I love going to these conventions, but they're all the same.
Right.
So we have to start changing them up. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't been out there like trying to get in every freaking convention there is this summer, because it's like let's pick and choose which ones we want to do.
I got to admit,
it's going to be different.
Some of them are different. Now, like New Orleans, they've never had one like this one. That's why I want to go to that one. And when we go to Alabama every year, it's a little different. They do things a little different. And the one in Gettysburg, well, it's in Gettysburg, and
it's Gettysburg. It's got to be Gettysburg. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And those are three of the huge ones. And I'm going to some different stuff, maybe a little smaller, but still good ones. They have a little different stuff. So that's why I like them too. But Alabama's not too far, Heather. We do have one in Alabama. Just saying. No, we would love to see you.
You guys may be surprised. You might see me more often down the road.
There you go.
Looking forward to it.
You just walk up to me and go, "I'm Heather," and I'll be like, "I'm Gwen," because a lot of people, "Oh, that's you." Yeah.
I don't even think we need to introduce ourselves. I think we'll know.
Yeah.
Right.
I joke that I had somebody do that. They're like, "I never thought I'd see you in person." It's like every time we try, and then it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
And that's the funny joke that Tiffany and I always make. And even Philip, when he was on the show, we've never met in person.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But yet we host the show like we're best friends.
Yep. Yeah. In the world that we live in nowadays, our technology allows that. It's great.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I produce all the, podcasts that are on our network, and we have people all over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, absolutely. We have one guy who he's in the UK. I can't remember exactly how far from London he is, but Christina's friend Glenn,
Yeah.
or
Glenn
he'll
Bottis.
host, Glenn Bottis, and he'll co-host, and it's interesting. We have people from all over. We have Japan and Australia and all kinds of different ones. Things that and people that I didn't even know were from out of the country. That's the funny part. So we have people all over. It's fun.
Cool.
It's fun. I think I'm a million miles from Rez, but I got to go there last year, and then we traveled, and I'm going back to Wisconsin. So
Yep. She made some more friends
I
up
don't miss
here too.
Wisconsin.
So.
It's too cold.
Yeah, I get sick of the weather.
I loved it, and I made the joke, and I think I might have made it snow. When I came in November, I was like, you know what? I would love to see some real snow. And I get there, and it snows that night, and everybody's looking at me, and I'm like, well, it may or may not have been
18 inches of snow, and we're snowed in at Broadhead Manor.
Yep.
Yeah.
We showed up, and there was like maybe an inch had come down, maybe 2 top baby. Go out the next morning, there's 18 right there. I'm going, well, I'm the only one with 4-wheel drive, so I'll see you guys later. No.
Yeah, I don't miss that northern weather at all.
I don't want to be stuck in it, because when we had, now you live in the south-ish kind of now, when we have weather, it's crazy. Like this year we had a snowstorm, and we had a ice storm, and that was odd. And it was a mess because we don't know what to do with it here. We just don't.
Yep.
At least you guys know what to do with it up there.
Yeah. We'll go out and play in it.
Yeah.
We laughed about that because we had the ice storm here as well. And it's like everything shut down. And it's like my husband's from New York. I'm from Northern Illinois. It's like, well, if we were back home, we'd be on our way to work right now.
But it is different. Have you noticed the difference that like the power lines are not prepared for it? And that it's really not. It's dangerous here when we get stuff like that, because our whole world is not made for that kind of weather. So.
Yep.
Yeah. So, well, we've hit the hour mark, guys.
Yes, we have.
So,
yeah.
Let's go ahead and close this thing out. We gotta let you get some sleep. You're a busy lady.
No.
I gotta get back to my resting. And Gwen, well, she's a night bat. She'll be up all night, up and down, all over the place. So,
well, one wing, I'm actually having to take more downtime. I've missed, and I never missed a show, unless it's something or like I'm traveling or something and can't. But I have missed a couple of shows. But I did this one and that one tonight. So, and it was good to meet you, Heather. It was great.
Good to meet you too.
All right. Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna pop you in the back. Yeah, if you'll hold on just a minute in the back with us.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That was good.
Right. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on, Gwen.
Of course.
And I do want to tell everyone, like I always do, don't sit here and dream your life away. Get out there and live your dreams today. Life's too short. So get out there and enjoy it and live your best life. With that being said, good night, everyone.
Night.